Frank and Sligo, John, what do you expect to see in Trapattoni's squad tomorrow for the Czech Republic game? Looks like McLean will be picked. Is that a good thing, Frank?
Oh, I think it's great. I think I think he looks a top class player. I think he can only get better. The more I see of him, the more I like him, and I would definitely give him a run out.
Stephen Ireland?
Well, he hasn't declared yet. I mean, Stephen Ireland I think his missus is saying all he needs is a phone call. Well, let him phone. I mean, and I'm not being. I don't mean to be funny now, but he declared himself out of the squad, and he is the first one that should declare him back in the squad. And then it's up to Trapattoni to say, he used to say, I'm available for selection, and it's up to Trapattoni to pick him. It's not up to Trapattoni to ring Stephen Ireland and say, are you going to play for us? And his timing hasn't been great either, because people are going to suspect that he's only coming back now because we're in the European Championship.
Mario has sent a text saying that the English FA should let Neil Warnock loose on the world. Just on that subject, Warnock, there's a quote from Warnock talking about how Redknapp is the man, he should be the England manager. He brings humour to the dressing room, and that has been missing in Fabio's time.
Yeah, well, they should employ a comedian then. Get a top class comedian in. I wouldn't take much sense on anything Warnock says, and I do feel like Warnock and a lot of English managers. I think there's a lot of resentment against foreign managers.
Right throughout the English leagues, or certainly at the top level.
Yeah,
because they're taking the top jobs.
Yes,
really.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's one here from Peter Kilkenny. Taylor, Hoddle, Keegan, and all were all hounded out by the English media and fans in the end. If Redknapp is serious about being a Premier top 4 manager, he should stay put. Typical English jingoism and hysterics. So essentially, John, your argument is that the English managers aren't getting the biggest jobs, and therefore they resent the foreign managers.
I do. I feel that. Yeah. I think there's sort of a club within a club there. Now, the English managers would say, well, why aren't I getting a top job? Because if you look at all the top jobs, you got Wenger, you had Mourinho, you got the boys at Chelsea. Like, a lot of the top jobs are taken by foreign managers. We call them foreign managers. Yeah. And the native managers don't like it.
Henry Winter wrote in the newspaper this week talking about today, I should say, talking about Capello. He failed to grasp fully either the English language or the unique psychology of the English professional.
Yeah, I think I read that just before I came in.
I found that interesting.
Well, it's a load of rubbish.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he supposed to grasp? Like what is there to grasp?
Yeah.
He's a professional man. He's a great CV. He looks at the England players and he picks what he considers to be the best English players, and he coaches them. That's what you do as manager. You don't have to be from the East End of London like Harry Redknapp is to understand. There's not that much to understand. He was talking about good players. Football is an international language, as we know.
Yeah.
So you coach them in the right way. Now, he mightn't have coached them in the right way, and I don't think he did a good job for the World Cup.
Yeah.
For example, but I don't think that has anything to do with not understanding the English psychology.
If anything, maybe he should be trying to change the English psychology because it hasn't been working.
That could be the case.
Peter says the English. This is what you were speaking about here. The English want an English manager. Good luck with that. In the last 25 years, an Englishman has won 1 league title, 2 FA Cups, and 3 League Cups, and nothing in Europe since the early 80s. The English league would be nowhere without the non-English managers. I suppose the club you talk about, John, the club within the club of English guys and British managers, would argue the reason they don't win the trophies is they don't get the top jobs.
Yeah. It's a chicken and egg situation. But how many English managers, for example, are sought from abroad? We've had a few Italian managers come into the English league, and indeed manager of the Irish international team. But how many lads have we seen from? Was it McLaren went to Holland?
Yeah, Roy Hodgson spent it.
Yeah, but he spent a long time he was working away in the continent before he came back to England. To Blackburn was his first job. So there isn't a big interest on Italians saying we're going to apply English managers, or vice versa. Like the Italian managers and Spanish managers and the Portuguese managers are more. The clubs don't have faith in the English managers.
Aidan in Carrigaline, John, for a guy not into tweeting, you're well up on the tweets from the players. Do you not find them interesting at all?
No. No, I don't think you should be doing it. I'm really serious, and I know I'm old-fashioned and it wasn't there in my day. But whatever comes out of the dressing room, it's more serious than it looks. Like you say, that's only a little tweet. It's only Rooney, expressing who he'd like to be the next manager, or something else. But like the thing that always happened, if you go back to my day in Leeds, where it was a great team, and Shankly, and it was always nothing comes out of the dressing room. And there's nobody has an obligation to tweet. No, you're a young fella. You don't agree with me.
I'm not actually on Twitter. I'm not actually on Twitter myself, John. But I do understand why
So
people
what do you
like
tweet?
to
What do you actually
direct
tweet?
quotes.
What do you tweet?
No, I'm not on Twitter myself.
you're not on
yeah,
Twitter.
no, I'm not.
Good
The
man.
show is, though, and you can follow us at Second Captains if you want to hear what we're tweeting. But John Ramos, watching 1973 Cup Final on ESPN Classic on Wednesday. Paul Scholes learned it all from John, our listener says. We'll have to leave it there, John.
I hope it wasn't a tackling.
No more time tonight. Thanks very much for coming in.